there's a way to make an entrance.
This is my destiny.
It was now a conspiracy of witches.
Download Veely today.
The origin of colour is light, and the primary colour of Morocco is an intense ochre, which the morning sun spreads across all Moroccan landscapes. Ochre is the colour of the rock, the deep colour of the earth in the south. It is the ochre of the craggy limestone heights eroded over time. It is the cliffs and the looming mountain range of the High Atlas with its impressive geological formations. In these arid regions, these men are hunting snakes. Abdallah and Abbas, uncle and nephew, take on the world's most dangerous reptiles.
To me, snakes are a blessing. Some people are scared of them, like you and others, but for me, it's my living. When I see a snake, it's as if I've seen my reason for living, my friend, my brother, my son. Snakes are everything I am looking for in this life. My nephew is like me, because each time he is bitten, nothing happens to him. I have often been bitten when I was alone in the desert. But it does almost nothing. It paralyzes me a bit and I wait for it to pass. Anyway, in that situation, there's no one there to save you. When I see a snake in the distance, I don't go directly towards it. First, I look to see where its hole is and where it could hide. You have to be smart about it. Once I've found its hole, I circle around the snake to catch it easily. I've seen it, but it hasn't seen me. So I observe it. I approach it and say, "Hello, come here." When I finally catch it, I know for sure it's going to want to bite. Look, there it is. Praise God, we got it. It's a lovely one.
We've been looking for it for a long time in the mountains.
He's a handsome copper colour. The tourists will love it. We won't have much prepping to do on him.
When it senses danger, a cobra rises up and opens its hood to intimidate its adversary. Its hollow fangs, linked to powerful muscles located in the back of the mouth, squirt the venom, aiming for the eyes of its target to render it blind. The cobra is a past master in the art of dissuasion and the lightning attack.
Here they call us the Shurafa, the honourable ones. We come from celebrated families like Sidi Rahal and Boya Omar. We come from Boya Omar in Hama. And amongst us, there are those who can drink boiling water or walk barefoot over glass, and we can withstand the venom. God gave us this gift. We are the Shurafa, and people respect us because we put our lives in danger. People bless us for doing this job, playing with venom, even if it's deadly.
In the desert of Morocco lives the dangerous horned viper. Its ochre skin imitates the nuances of the sand and earth in which it buries itself during hot periods. It is one of the fastest snakes. It strikes passing prey with lightning speed.
This is a horned viper. If it bites someone standing, they die standing. When it bites a dromedary, you can say goodbye. It hides in the sand and you only see its horns sticking up. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
Abdallah and Abbas are part of the mystical brotherhood of the oases, renowned in Morocco for their ability to tame poisonous snakes. But sometimes they mishandle the reptiles, and some pay with their lives. As if in mimicry, the deep ochre of the mountains is the exact colour of the dromedary's pelt. This animal, reared for its milk, its meat and its hide, and for expeditions in the desert, is also sometimes used for races. Every year in Mamid, in southeast Morocco, a race involving around 10 dromedaries is held. The experienced riders like Larsen, who has won many races, today advise the youngsters on how to ride. This is a game between families, as they would do in the past when they had to bring the animals back to the camp.
If you know how to do it, it's easy. In fact, it all depends on the dromedary. It's you who trained it, you know it, and then it's quite easy. What's not so easy to take is when you mount the dromedary and you lose the race. The problem is, it's not only about you. It's you, it's your dromedary, your family, your wider family. It's a responsibility.
The prize is symbolic. The young winner receives 10 bales of hay to feed his dromedary.
Our work is providing tours by dromedary. Before, there were caravans which travelled as far as Timbuktu, but now with the border we can't go far. We make little journeys to preserve the traditions of our grandparents, but mainly we do tours for tourists.
Ochre is the colour of a wall or of a rampart. It's the colour of a whole city, Marrakesh, the imperial city, and the historic heart of Morocco. The centre of the city, built of earth and lime, is home to the famous Medina, one of the biggest in Africa. Exuberant, sometimes exasperating, the wonders of the city are displayed there. The true heart of Marrakesh beats within this polychrome labyrinth. Morocco encompasses the infinite art of colouring. The dyers are always busy over their old steaming black cauldrons where the wool and cotton threads are stirred in boiling dye. Marrakesh is a city which inspired Artzi Ifrak, a young fashion designer. He often visits the Medina in search of materials, objects and colours.
السلام عليكم سافا كل شيء مزيان الحمد لله. Part of the things that I'm looking always in the Medina is to take the stuff and make from it something different, and there is a lot of old shops. This is very commercial street, but if you go inside all the time you find a lot of interesting stuff which is less popular in Morocco. And to keep the artisanal in Morocco it's very difficult because they slowly start to change something and it's become very commercial somehow. So the people that do it the most good, these are the people who have to give them job, I think. You know, to work with them if they do the babouche and if they do the bags, because it's become very commercial after that.
Artzi Ifrak works with artisans in Marrakesh, including these tailors who learned their craft from books and magazines. They skillfully make all kinds of clothing to order.
On this shirt, I've sewn the buttons, the collar and the sleeves. And now it's finished. It just needs to be ironed. Artzi has a very original style. Sometimes he brings us very conventional designs. Then at other times, he asks us to make really weird creations, like really wide trousers tied at the bottom with elastic. He's really imaginative, and we do our best to satisfy him. Thanks to God, he likes our work.
After living in Israel, Artzi returned to his roots and moved into the Mellah, the Jewish quarter, and the oldest part of the Medina. In the Riad, which has belonged to his family for 250 years, he exhibits his collections and his unique creations. By transforming the carpets or bedspreads in the house into skirts or jackets, Artzi has become the eccentric teller of his family history, which still impregnates these walls.
The collection that I'm doing now, it's all about my father, it's all about this house, it's all about the ambience, it's all about the history of Morocco. where I coming from, where we going, what is the future for everything, how we can actually preserve all this thing and give it a life in a different way. You only see color. Your eyes are never quiet in Morocco. The ochre is very strong because most of the houses are ochre. And I also made one collection with this kind of colors. It is the happiness of the people inside. It is the richness of everything. And part of to emphasize this come with these colors, you know. So everything you see, the way they work is they're working with a lot of colors.
In the land of colour, this young creator is the magician of a vast polychrome palette which mixes genres and cultures. The real hub of the ochre city is the famous Jemaa El Fna Square with its permanent bustle. When they are not hunting snakes, Abdallah and his nephew put on shows there. They display the cobras, vipers and grass snakes that they have found in the high plateaus to earn their living. But this street practice is today contested by many. To avoid any risk for spectators, the snake's venom glands are pierced, which leads to their death in a matter of months. Nonetheless, the snake's charmers are the star attraction of Jemaa El Fna Square. In 2001, this hotspot of popular tradition in Morocco was declared part of the cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. Jemaa El Fna provides a genuine scene of marvels in the colours of the Middle Ages. The monkey trainers, storytellers, tooth pullers, public writers, speakers, and clairvoyants telling people's fortunes seem to have been here since the dawn of time. Jemaa El Fna is a frenetic square packed with magic, around which everything revolves. From the ochre earth comes a rudimentary architecture of astonishing beauty, which can be found across the Atlas in the form of kasbahs, qasars, or castles, walls, and low houses made of rammed earth. With the passage of time, this empire of earth is tending to disappear, the buildings returning to the elements while people turn away. In the province of Tata, the 16th century fortified village of Agadir Uzru has been saved from destruction. Salima Naji is a young Moroccan architect who, with the help of some local artisans specially trained in working earth, has restored the prowess of this rural citadel. Ali, Mbarek, Bilal, Mohammed and Hamid are the 5 craftsmen who worked on the restoration of the village. They learned to swap cement and concrete blocks for lime, earth and brick, the simple materials that have been used for centuries and which provide the quality and richness of this rural architecture. All over southern Morocco, thousands of architectural treasures are hidden, like the Mosque of Agadir Amgar, of which only the minaret and a few walls remain today. Morocco's architecture from the Middle Ages is feeling the effects after more than 9 centuries of rain, wind, sun, and the impact of man. The ochre earth is the perfect material in these regions with wide climatic variations.
When you see this work, and when you think that before they didn't have the same means that we have now, they still managed to build a solid tower, well crafted, down to the smallest details. It's really well done because we've studied every little corner of this minaret. There is a proverb that says these ancient monuments represent us. If things like this didn't exist, then we wouldn't exist. It represents our roots and our great history. That's why we are here, so this minaret doesn't disappear. If that had happened, we would have disappeared too, as if we'd never existed.
Right at the end of the road, at the foot of the Anti-Atlas, ochre cliffs mark the end of the journey. On these natural fortifications, man has built a grain store like an impregnable citadel. For more than 12 centuries, the ancient communal granary of Amtoudi, with its watchtowers, looks out from its rocky perch. Restored and turned into a museum, Agadir Amtoudi is a symbol of Moroccan architecture, which has stood the test of time. It remains the guardian of the great history of these desert regions. Here, the ochre is an eternal colour.